If you guys want one-on-one training, online training, or nutritional coaching, please head on over to my website, jpfitnesspro.com. Just go to the services tab and select which one you would like. You can also subscribe to my newsletter and contact me through my website as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks. What is up, everybody? This is JP. This video is going to be about stability and how it affects strength, and it's going to affect hypertrophy as well due to a little bit more of an in-depth topic. Just basically it's going to affect volume negatively, and volume dictates magnitude of adaptation, specifically hypertrophy and getting muscle in the long run. But this video is gonna kind of not delve too much into that and just kind of focus on stability. I did a post here on YouTube, and I also did a post on Facebook and maybe even Instagram about things that you can do to optimize strength. And I talked about 3 main points. And one of the main points was to brace and get as tight as possible so that you're able to lift more weight. And that was the one out of the 3 points that I seem to get more questions on. So I'm going to explain that here. When we lift weights, we want to put ourselves in an optimal position to be able to drive force through our kinetic chain, to be able to apply that force to whatever resistance we're moving, whether that be a dumbbell, a barbell, or whatever other form of resistance, a resistance band, anything. And when you get as tight as you can possibly get, you squeeze your quads, you squeeze your core, you squeeze your glutes, you get everything braced tight. This is going to amplify the force that we could put into that resistance to be able to lift more weight. The easiest way to demonstrate this is I have a Bosu ball here. Hopefully you guys can see it. And so I'm not the most agile person, so I'm going to explain it to you here, and I don't want to break my neck and fall off. But if we're on a Bosu ball and I'm standing on a Bosu ball like this, I'm not going to be able to overhead press with this bar. If I were to unrack this bar and stand on this Bosu ball, I'm not going to be able to apply as much force standing on this Bosu ball through the bar. Is because I'm focused on trying to balance. I have less stability on this Bosu ball. Now, at least with this one, I don't recommend you guys trying this. I don't want you guys to fall and hurt yourself. But as you can imagine, if I unracked this, took this, unracked it, and try to stand on, I don't even want to try to do it. But if I took that, unracked it, I'm not going to be able to lift as much weight, okay? Now, that's an exaggeration, okay? I just did an exaggeration to kind of prove my point. Now, if I get this Bosu ball out the way, and I take this, and I unrack it, and let's just do something a little bit more, stable. Let's just say I unrack it, and then I stand on one foot. It's going to be a little less stable, but it's going to be a little bit more stable than the Bosu ball, probably, at least for me, because I'm on solid ground. But it's still not as stable as if I was standing on 2 feet. It's not as stable as me standing on 2 feet when I try to do an overhead press on 2 feet versus 1 foot. So again, as you can tell, as I increase stability, what happens is I'm able to drive more force through my kinetic chain, and that's going to help me be able to lift more weight and get stronger over time and be stronger in that particular lift. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it's going to positively affect workout volume, which is going to increase the magnitude of adaptation we have over the long run. So now let's take this to the first couple of steps that we did, from going from a Bosu ball to 1 foot. I'm increasing stability, but I'm still not that stable. Now let's go to the last little bit where everyone seemed to kind of get confused. Let's just say I'm doing an overhead press on both feet, and I'm not doing those exaggerative examples. What you can do is, a lot of times when people are doing an overhead press, for example, they don't get as tight as they possibly can. They just unrack the bar, they stand there, and they just press. But if you focus on bracing, locking down your core, squeezing your quads, squeezing your glutes, getting everything as tight as possible, getting real tight, squeeze, 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 getting everything tight before you press, you're going to increase stability. Now, the increase in stability from not being tight to being tight isn't as great as going from a Bosu ball to a not Bosu ball, but it still is an increase in stability. And when you're looking to be strong, when you're looking to break past those plateaus and set personal records, when you're looking to break past those intermediate stage of gains to a more advanced stage, what's going to happen is you're going to have to make those little tweaks to get that last little bit of return on your investment for your workouts. You need to remember that when you start when you're a beginner lifter or a beginner athlete, you're going to make a lot of gains at the beginning. And the more advanced you get in regards to lifting, the less and less gains you're going to get. It's going to hit a point of diminishing returns, but that doesn't mean you just stop. It means you try to find those advanced techniques to eke out that last little bit of, not last little bit, because I don't want to say you're done, but that last little progress that you can get from putting your time into the gym. So to sum up the video, again, when you're doing lifts like the overhead press, the more stable you are, the better you can drive force through your kinetic chain, which one, makes you stronger in that specific lift, but it also makes you stronger over the long run. And two, it's going to help you make gains in regards to gaining muscular hypertrophy, because you can increase, or you can do more weight on the bar or dumbbells or whatever it is, which increases volume, which increases the magnitude of adaptation that you have to that stimulus, which is muscular hypertrophy. So again, whenever you're doing a lift, bench press, overhead press. I use overhead press because it's a very good one. But another quick example is if I even made this more stable. If I went from a standing overhead press to a seated overhead press, where when you're seated, you're on some form of equipment which is really, really, really stable, you're able to lift more weight. Why is that? Because you're more stable. I like doing standing overhead press just because it's like it's what I like doing. But that's another example. The more stable you get, the more weight you're able to lift. So if you're one of those people who just unracks the bar and you don't focus on getting tight, focus on getting tight, focus on locking down your core, and you're going to be able to lift more weight in the long run, and you're going to be able to protect yourself from injury better over the long run as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave that down below. See you guys in the next video. Peace.